Broadcasting live, KSLA News 12 starts now.
Good Sunday morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Destiny Patterson. We're taking a live look outside on our DOTD traffic cameras. And right now it doesn't look like there's any accidents, no traffic to report. So it looks like we're good on that this morning. But new this morning, an armed robbery at a dollar store. It happened just after 9 last night in the 6300 block of Jefferson Page Road. Police tell us a man walked into the store with a ski mask on and a semi-automatic gun in his hand. He demanded money from 2 registers before leaving the store, but luckily no one was injured. If you have any information about this crime, you're asked to call police. This just adds to the violent week in Shreveport. 8 shootings since Monday, leaving at least 9 people dead and more hurt. Shreveport police are searching for answers in several gunmen. We'll start with the latest deadly shooting that happened just after 5 o'clock Saturday evening at separate locations in the 1400 block on Clanton Street. According to police, 2 men between the ages of 15 and 23 were shot. 1 man died at the scene and the second died at the hospital. Now, we're working to learn more details and we'll continue to look for updates on our KSLA News 12 app. Shortly after 4 o'clock Saturday morning, police rushed to a shooting on I-20 near the Duella Avenue overpass. 30-year-old Eric Young of Irving, Texas, died from multiple gunshot wounds. According to police, someone in another vehicle shot at him, and this incident led to the interstate being shut down for hours yesterday. That shooting is still under investigation. Now, just across the bridge in Bossier City, police are investigating a shots fired call at the Cloverdale Apartments. The shooting happened just before 7 Saturday evening, according to police. A juvenile just barely missed being shot and scraped his arm on the ground. Several bullet casings were scattered on the ground, but there are no suspects at this time. So if you have any information regarding these shootings, you're asked to call police. After 74 homicides in Shreveport last year, people in the community believe more needs to be done. The Shreveport Volunteer Network teamed up with Pastor Lawrence Levi from Lafayette to send a message. It's called "The Funeral is Canceled."
It's not just to raise awareness about the murder rate and so much crime, but also unify people, because I think a lot of the crime activity and a lot of the hurt is coming from a pained people, a people full of pain.
The Funeral is Canceled will be happening today at Western Hills Baptist Church starting at 3 p.m. Levi says actors will depict homicide scenes and the goal is to make people think about how their actions impact others. Now we're going to send it over to our First Alert meteorologist, Jessica Moore. And Jessica, you're tracking some storms this morning. Is there a chance that we could see some severe weather?
There is a chance, but the good news is that chance is fairly low. Here's the latest outlook that they posted around 30 minutes ago here for the Arklatex on today. Only a smidge of the Arklatex here now under that severe weather threat. That marginal threat here exists for areas near Miller, Lafayette, and Hempstead and Nevada counties in Arkansas along I-20. That includes now only a portion of Caddo Parish over towards Webster and Claiborne. Bienville is still included in that, and only a tip here of northern Natchitoches Parish. And the areas such as Caddo, parts of DeSoto, Red River, and most of Natchitoches not included in that update from what we were seeing last night at 10 p.m. So we'll keep an eye on this, but as for now, we are still looking at a very low severe weather threat here in the Arklatex, but not zero. So let's go through that right now and track that out. Right now, this morning, this is moving towards and moving out of parts of Texas. This will start to move into East Texas, up towards McCurtain County at around 10 o'clock, 10:30 this morning is when this will be entering. And then from around the mid to late morning hours till the late afternoon, here's a look at Sunday at 2. This will continue to still be moving into to the east out of East Texas and then begin moving into northwest Louisiana and parts of Arkansas near Texarkana and areas off to the east. This continues to push through during the evening hours, so some of us will be dealing with rain, some of that on and off during the afternoon and evening. Here to look at 7 p.m. on Sunday, still dealing with some light rain and some pockets of heavier showers here in Texarkana and Arkansas and as well as northwest Louisiana, but this will move out as we head into the late evening hours and overnight. Here's a look at Monday at 1 a.m. Cloudy skies are left over, but this line of showers and storms starts to make its exit by then. Heading into Monday morning, we're looking at a cloudy start to the morning, but I think by the afternoon it'll be a little bit drier and sunnier. Here's a look at our tracker for threats here. For areas in that green that I showed in that marginal risk, damaging wind is still the primary threat, still a low end threat, but tornadoes is also a very low end threat. Not exactly zero, but still very low. So some good news there. Our better chance of seeing severe weather, though, will be coming up on your Tuesday and a Wednesday. Another cold front arrives, bringing in another severe weather threat. I'll show you that coming up in a few minutes here in your forecast and your second update. As you're heading out the door right now, 65 is the temperature in Shreveport, 63 in Marshall, at 65 in Texarkana and in Mount Pleasant. The I-30 corridor in the mid-60s this morning, still around 64 currently in Natchitoches. Highs today really going to depend on where that front is and how fast it moves. Could only get up to 66 in Idabel today, but 70 in Marshall, 72 the high today in Shreveport. But as warm as 79 near 80 today in Natchitoches. Your first alert 7-day forecast reflects the showers and storms today. Low 70s today, but we'll be back in the upper 70s on Monday. A chance for rain and storms both Tuesday and Wednesday with temperatures in the upper 70s. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, though, drier, sunnier, temperatures in the mid-60s.
Thanks, Jessica. While many of us were sleeping last night, time was springing forward. And some of you may have woken up this morning feeling something similar to jet lag, but don't fret, it won't take long to recover.
Generally it'll take only a day or so to adjust for most people. Usually you go by a rule of thumb is how many hours you lose is how many days it takes to recover. So, if you obviously lose 3 hours of sleep, it would go 3 days for you to actually recover from your sleep cycle.
You may remember Louisiana lawmakers passed a bill to keep us from switching back and forth for daylight saving, but that bill only takes effect if the feds choose to let us decide for ourselves. And so far, that's not on their agenda. Today marks a year since the reported first COVID death here in Louisiana. It's why Governor John Bel Edwards has declared today a day of prayer and remembrance. The governor's office shares that thousands of seats are empty at our churches and Sunday dinners because of this virus. So today you're asked to pause for a minute to remember lives lost to the pandemic. The governor says, quote, "We owe it to all of them to protect ourselves and each other and prevent more deaths." At this point in the pandemic, the number of COVID-19 deaths across the U.S. continues to decline. Saturday, Johns Hopkins University reported just over 1,700 new deaths. And the good news is more people are getting vaccinated. Close to 37 million Americans are fully vaccinated. That's according to the CDC. President Biden says he wants every adult to be able to get their vaccine by May 1st. Full Court Press with Greta Van Susteren airs tonight on KSLA. Greta talks with Dr. Anthony Fauci. Take a look.
Today on Full Court Press, I speak to President Biden's chief medical advisor, Dr. Anthony Fauci.
And I think if you look at one success story that really stands out, it has been not only the speed with which vaccines have been put into people's arms in a safe way that's scientifically sound, but the fact that you have vaccines that are extraordinarily efficacious and safe. On a 1 to 10 scale, that's about a 15. It really is extraordinary.
The newly passed stimulus bill will put $1,400 into the pockets of those making under $75,000. But the bill also has an added bonus for the millions of Americans who've been unemployed during the pandemic. Adria Goins explains in today's Spending Smarter.
The recently signed coronavirus relief bill could save many of you hundreds of dollars on your taxes this year. That new bill waives taxes on the first $10,200 of unemployment benefits for those of you who typically make less than $150,000 a year. What this means is that you will not be taxed on those unemployment benefits, avoiding a very large surprise tax bill for 2020. It's a tax forgiveness that will keep more money in your pocket instead of handing it back to the government. Here's the most important thing to remember, however. If you collected more than $10,200 in unemployment benefits this year and you make less than $150,000, you should wait to file your taxes. Typically, I would not recommend this in the middle of a filing season, but wait for those new guidelines from that stimulus bill that was just signed to be implemented before you file, so your unemployment will receive that tax break. If you've already filed, ask for an amended return from your tax preparer or the IRS. With your Spending Smarter, I'm Adria Goins.
While President Biden is relaxing at his home in Delaware this weekend, next week he's hitting the road to begin his Help is Here tour. With the American Rescue Plan now law, the president is traveling to Pennsylvania on Tuesday to explain key details of his COVID-19 response and will visit other states in coming weeks. President Biden wants to emphasize key aspects of the bill like helping veterans, cutting child poverty in half, and supporting small businesses. He'll also be encouraging Americans to get vaccinated and work on improving rural health